Hello everyone, welcome back to Mr. Moo's Models. This video today is going to be a quick inbox review and we're going to get around to that in a minute, but firstly I'm just going to do a little bit of an apology really. It was my intention to do a video build for my 1/72 scale Hawker Hurricane Mark 1 as entering to the RAF 100 in scale group build on British Aviation Scale. But things are a little bit busy at home at the minute. We've got some decorating ongoing and other bits and bobs. So it's not that I haven't got much bench time, it's just the bench time we've got I don't really want to be spending faffing around with setting up video cameras and stuff like that. I just want to do some building. So unfortunately I decided not to do a video build series on that build, but there will be a photo build certainly going up onto the Facebook group British Aviation Scale. I'll pop a link in the description below, and also on my Facebook page, which once again I'll put a link in the description below to the album. So if you want to follow along there, you're more than welcome to do so. And as I say, I'm sorry I'm not going to be doing a video build on it, but I'd rather not do one and do a bit of a half-assed job, if that makes sense. So anyway, today I thought I'd do an inbox review, and I am just going to work my way through the stash, as I say, gently doing some inbox reviews for kits that aren't out there so much on YouTube. And today we're going to be reviewing this beautiful little kit here. This is Great Wall Hobbies 1/144 scale Avro Vulcan, and this is the K2 tanker version, but you can also build the B2 version of it. So what I'm going to do is get the cameras pointed down at the bench, and we'll get the lights pointed down there, and we'll get cracking with the inbox review. Okay guys, so here we are. This is the Great Wall Hobby RAF Vulcan K2 tanker. This kit I bought from Mike Jolly's Model Kits for Less Facebook group, and I think it cost me around about £20 odd or so, £20–25 mark. A nice little box art here on the front, as you can see, depicting one of the tanker versions, tanker modification. Around the side you have got some information here just on it, and we've got a few shots of build kit of Decals. Here to the side you've got the reference number for this kit, which is L1002. Here we've got the finished product, so Falkland Islands 1982, so representing X-Ray Juliet 825. So there we go, so nice little kit. Let's crack open the box. So we've got in the box instructions here and paint callouts, which we'll look at in a minute. And we've got all the sprues come in individually wrapped bags, which is quite a nice effect. So we'll just pop these over on the side for a minute, just getting them all out. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 bags on the top of the box here, and then we've got this little divider here on the box, and then we have got the stand and the top half of the fuselage. Just ignore that coin, that's an idea for a diorama. Anyway, so we've got a fair amount of plastic for a 1/144 scale kit, and what we'll do, we'll pop all of these over here in the corner, and we'll start off by looking at the instructions. So I'm probably going to be using the overhead camera quite a bit here to be able to go through this. There we go, just let me move a couple of things around, just lacking a little bit of space. There we go, right. So, instructions, a lot of history about the aircraft and the history of the V bombers in English, and also I'm guessing in Chinese. These kits, although they are sold by Great Wall Hobby, I think they're actually manufactured by Pit Road. I think the same sort of company. Pit Road also do a lot of ships. 1/700 scale. Right. So first page here we've got a sprue map. So we've got the 2 fuselage halves, and then the sprues here detailing A, B, C, etc. Understand. Build steps look relatively simple. It says here I've got to put some nose weight, but it doesn't actually say how much nose weight, so your guess is as good as mine, although it says 5 something or other, so whether that's 5 grams, I don't know. If somebody speaks Chinese, they'll have to clarify it to me. We have got So basically popping in the intakes here, drilling out some holes. I think that's an optional thing, and I'm guessing that's if it's going to be carrying, I think it's a Shrike missile. And we're bringing the top and bottom half of the fuselage and wings, which are all nicely modded in one go, together. So the build's going to be really quick. Second step here, we're popping in the cockpit bits and bobs, a few lumps and bumps, and the vertical stabiliser. Step 3 here, we're bringing in the engines and detailing those up. And undercarriage door, is that the undercarriage door there? I think it is. Then we've got step 4 is working with the Shrike missiles. So in the Falklands, I know that they did modify a couple of Vulcan bombers to be able to carry the Shrike missiles to be able to attack the Argentinian radars. So I'm guessing that's what that's representing. And then pylons here. Then we're going on to the undercarriage and popping the undercarriage in. So there's only 5 steps to this build, so it should come together quite quickly. Doesn't look like there's anything too tricky about it. We'll see when it goes together. So then we've got the paint callouts and decals. So the paint callouts, we've got 2 options here, from what I can see, maybe even 3. We've got this here, which is the K2 tanker variant. Yeah, that's it. So we've got 2 options in terms of squadrons here. Squadron, this is number 101 squadron, and that is X-Ray Mike 597. I'm going to be showing this on the top camera because it's going to be a little bit better. And this is dark green, dark sea grey over, I'm going to say, dark camouflage grey, or is it extra dark sea grey? Anyway, and then we've got the second option, which is on number 44 squadron, X-Ray Mike 607. So we've got the two different markings there, and over top here we've got the callouts. Just one thing that I'm wondering straight off from the bat is, that's a pity, or is it? Okay, that's rather cool. Actually looks like these paint callouts are in the correct scale. So you could probably photocopy this top view here and then cut out the camouflage markings to get a relatively accurate representation of the aircraft, which I think is really, really cool. It's something I have to play around with. The other part of the paint callout is showing the underside of the aircraft and the other side profile. All the callouts for these are in Mr. Hobby, not their Acris callouts, but their lacquer ones, but they're easily found references, and also we've got the British standard paint callouts, so that's pretty useful. So we've got British standard 638, so that's dark sea grey. British standard 637, which off the top of my head is going to be 637 is medium sea grey, and then British standard 641, which is the dark green. So nice paint instructions there, nice callouts, and I think if they do fit the bill of the right size for the aircraft, that is something that's rather cool, and I think something that other manufacturers could do a bit more often. Right, just going to bring you all the way in here on the camera to have a look at these decals. There we go. We'll just pop those in there. Just get you nice and square, and there we go. Right, so decals are looking rather nice. Not too many of them. From what I can see here, they don't look too glossy. Just bring them to the side camera for you. So there you go, just want to catch it in the light. Yeah, looking alright. As I say, 2 options and not too many decals there to get lost with. Just bring them up to the top camera here, see where you can catch them there in the light. So yeah, not too much carrier film, don't look overly glossy, look nice and thin, so I hope it should go down quite nicely. And these decals here, just once again looking at the top camera, these are the extra decal bits and bobs for doing the K2 variants. So the red lines there are to aid with the refueling. So, as you can see here, the bags are still nice and intact. We are just going to back out the camera on my left hand side. There we go. And what we'll do is get those open and have a look inside. So just let's get a blade. There we go. I like the way they're all sort of individually wrapped in different polythene bags. That's quite nicely. And I like the way that this top half of the fuselage is very well protected, wrapped in some bubble wrap as well. So I'm trying to be careful-ish. I mean, I've got no intention of really selling this kit. I'll be keeping it, but I'd like to keep it wrapped up nicely. Okay, so that is a lovely looking top half of the fuselage. Straight away I am picking up a slight issue that is here. Let's bring it up to the top camera. If you can see on the corner of the wing here, that's bent up, and same on the other side. So that's rather annoying, but I think it's something that should be able to be sorted out, maybe a little bit of warm water and then straighten out. Other than that, the detail for 1 to 144 is lovely. All these panel lines are recessed and they look really nicely done. Not too deep for a scale, which is nice. The cockpit is rudimentary, but then again with the scale you're not going to expect anything else. Just bring it onto the side here so you can see, hopefully try and catch a bit more light, and then try and get a bit of these panel lines here. Let's just get you to focus if we can. It's not focusing properly. Okay, so coming up to the top here, there you go. Should be able to see all that lovely detail, just getting the light bouncing off it. That's quite nice. That's a good start, other than the two little ends of the wings which are a little bit bent up. That's not so clever, but the rest of it looks rather nice. The lower fuselage and wings is carrying on the same sort of thing. A lovely detail here. Bringing it up to the top, so hopefully you can catch some of that in the light there. There we go, it's looking very nice. And you can see here it is manufactured by Pit Road. Okay, I'm just going to try and get the side camera sorted out a bit better because it's not playing ball with me. There we go. And we'll just lock it off there. So yeah, that's looking very nice. It's got really positive locating tabs as well, so hopefully this will come together quite nicely. Let's just have a quick look here. I don't want to glue this together, I don't want to end up with it being stuck together either. But basically, I mean, that looks like it's going to have a very nice fit. So just looking at the top here, as you can see, there's no glue or anything holding that together. Just a quick dry fit, but I don't think you're going to have any trouble with this fitting on this aircraft whatsoever. Right, next we are going to move on to the big sprues here. Have a look at what's in these and the quality of them. So we've got two sprues here, both labelled A, which is curious. On the top one here we've obviously got the vertical stabiliser and the engine nacelles, and they are looking very nice. Once again we've got some good quality detail there. The engines, you're probably not going to be able to see, but if you look down them, let's see if we can get a little bit of light in there. If you look down them, you can actually see the engine blades, the fan blades down there, which for the scale I think is rather cool. So no, good all around sprue. Just bring that to the top here for you so you can have a look once again, catch the light and catch those details. There you go, some very nice details there. Second sprue here, which has got all the undercarriage and the engine nacelles. Once again, carrying on the same theme. Nice quality sprue here. All in all, very nice. So quite happy with that. Just once again trying to capture light on those details. The landing gear system looks nicely detailed for the scale, but not overly done at the same time. Something that's quite hard to do in this scale. If you look at any of the airliners, generally landing gears are very simplistic. This sprue here is the specific one for the tanker variant. Now, I probably won't be building it as a tanker, I'll probably be building it as a B2. But we've got a nice little refueling pod there. Let's just bring you all the way in if we can. There we go. So, and then we just need to get you to focus. Oopsie daisy. Sorry, camera's just playing a little bit of silly bugger for me. Right. There we go. So hopefully you can see that there's a nice detail just at the back end of the refueling pod. I'd say nice little addition. If you wanted to go down the route, you'd make more of an unusual build, shall we say. I don't remember seeing too many of the tanker variants being built on the model show circuits, or even on the internet. Last few sprues we've got here, this is a weapon sprue, this has got ECM pod in it and some shrikes. So once again, let's try and get that into, there we go. There we go. This is looking rather nice for the scale, nicely detailed. I'll be quite happy with those. And we've also got a tiny little sprue here for the pilots, which is interesting to say the least. I'm going to try and get to focus, there we go. Just playing silly buggers for me. There we go. So, I don't know whether you'd actually see them once they're actually in the cockpit. And to be honest, painting up, I just made them to a green blob with a white helmet or blue helmet. The transparencies I'm not going to take out of the bag, but they look absolutely fine for the scale, and they're nicely protected in their own little bag here, so that's all good as well. Let's just try and bring that back into focus. There we go, so quite happy with that. And the last thing that we've got is the stand. So I think the stand's quite a nice little option. It's something that we don't see many manufacturers do nowadays, and I think it's great to be able to pose it in flight. So that's a little sprue tour of the Great Wall Hobby 144 scale Vulcan. I'm going to flip the cameras back around to face me and I'll let you know what I think of it. So the Great Wall Hobby 144 scale Vulcan, what do I think of it? I think it's a lovely looking kit. Overall the detail for the scale is absolutely fantastic, and I think it's just about right for the scale as well. With these smaller scale aircraft, sometimes detailing, well, putting detail in like panel lines and things, they can either be far too big and it just looks silly, or they're non-existent. And I know there is an argument to say that with the scale and things like you wouldn't actually see it, but in fact you can actually pop a little wash in there and just brings out some details. It breaks up the side, like the actual aircraft in my mind. It doesn't make it look like a brick or like a plasticky toy. It makes it look a little bit more realistic, and it is a scale effect. So I'm glad that they've put some detail in there, and I'm glad that it's quite nice for the 1:144 scale as well. The landing gear looks nicely detailed, which once again is a strong point of this kit, because at these scales it can either be very simplistic and a bit bland, but here it looks about right. It looks a bit more than just a strut, which is nice. So overall, I'm really impressed with it. The negatives are obviously on my version of this kit, on this particular kit, there's those slight little bends on the edges of the wings, on the upper fuselage / wing piece, and that's a little bit annoying. I don't know whether that's just it's got bashed in the box that's moved around, God knows. But I am thinking that either getting a hair drive onto it and then just gently pushing it down, or maybe some water, some warm water, maybe, I don't know what exact temperature, I have to do a bit of research, but just enough warm water to get a bit of heat into it and then straighten it out. I think it will come back quite nicely. And the last thing, if that fails, is you just cut it out, get a bit of thick plastic in there, and just pop it in and then blend it in with a sander. And yeah, it'd be a lot of work, but I think you'd be able to get a good result anyway. Despite that little negative, I think it's great. I think this version is really nice as well. The K2 tanker version is really nice because out of this box you can either build the K2 tanker with the hose and drogue attachment at the rear of it, and as I say, I haven't seen many of those, and it offers you 2 markings for that. Or if you wanted to, it's also got the decals in there to be able to just build straight out of the box a B2 version, which is the main frontline bomber version, with various squadrons. In my case, I'm going to be using some aftermarket decals, which I got, they're called Fun Decals, I think they are, and that just gives you loads of various options on the Vulcan. I might actually do a quick little review of those separate to this, and my particular interest in that one, it does 617 Squadrons Vulcan, so I'll probably go and be building one of those. Anyway, enough waffle. I think overall I would highly recommend this kit. In the scale, it's I think 1:144 scale is the right scale for these kind of kits personally. I know Cyber Hobby I think do a 1:200 scale, and that's quite small and dinky, and 1:200 you're probably losing a lot of detail. And then you've obviously got the 1/72 Scale Airfix, which is a vintage kit with raised panel lines and everything that goes with it, and not the best fit in the world. I know people would love Airfix to bring out a new 1/72 scale Vulcan, but I mean, it's a big enough kit in 1:144, and 1/72 would obviously be much bigger, and for me I just wouldn't have the place to put it anywhere. As for bigger scales, 1/48 and above, I mean, yeah, there's probably a few people out there who would love to see one. I'd love to see one on a model show, yeah, definitely. But yeah, I think for the mainstream, 1:144 is a good scale for these kind of aircraft, the bigger sort of strategic bombers and stuff. So highly recommended from me. I will be building it at some point. When that's God knows, but it was definitely on the list to be built, and I'm looking forward to building it. And when I do get around to building it, I will let you know how it goes. And so with that, I'm going to wrap up the video. I'm going to say thank you very much to all of those who followed along on this little inbox review. A big thank you to my subscribers. The numbers keep on going up, so I'm really chuffed. As I say, I've never set out to go after numbers of subscribers, but if people are subscribing, then it means that they must be liking what I'm doing, and if you're enjoying it, then I'm getting enjoyment out of you enjoying it, if that makes sense. So really big thank you to those who subscribed, and as always, I'm going to leave you guys with happy modelling, guys. I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye bye.